Virginia Lieutenant Governor and Marine vet Winsome Sears joins us right now. Madam Lieutenant Governor, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Steve.
You know, as somebody with a vast military experience, and you represent the Commonwealth of Virginia with a gigantic military presence as well, it must be frustrating to see the situation as it is unfolding in Ukraine, because you've got this nuclear power, you've got Russia with all those bombs, and now all those people, looks like they're going to circle Kiev and just slowly strangle them.
So you said that Putin is in a bunker, is he? Well, let's hope certain things, you know. We've had people in bunkers before.
Yeah.
And, you know, what we have to do, Steve, is to show as America peace through strength. Through strength. We must have a determined military. We must have a military that has the money to do what it needs to do. Because, you see, what I think Putin is showing us is he's not backing down. He's not willing to lose. He's going to go all the way. You know why? Because they have already had their Vietnam, and they're not going to have another Vietnam. They're going all the way. They're going to win because the Mujahideen stopped them. They're not going to let that happen this time, and we must be ready. We must continue with sanctions. We must continue to hit. That's what we must do. Strength.
So Canada has said we're not going to buy oil from Russia anymore. Alaska's saying we can produce oil if Biden will let us. Why won't Joe Biden step up our energy production here in America so we don't have to depend on Russia and our allies don't have to depend on Russia either?
Well, if anybody can get that question to him in a press conference so that he doesn't call on the people who are likely to be in his corner, but who will really take him to the task, because you see, we don't live on this planet by ourselves, Mr. President. You have Russia, you have China, you have North Korea, you have all of them. And so you must call on people who will make demands of you to understand whether America is ready for all comers. So we need to find that out. Why won't you reopen the Keystone Pipeline? Why won't you stop? As a matter of fact, we're importing energy from Russia. You know, why are we doing that? We have the means to produce it here. We were free from depending on outside countries for our energy. And as soon as he came into office, his first day, he killed the Keystone Pipeline, killed all those jobs and all the other attendant jobs with it. So we can be energy independent, and it depends on this president. Instead, he's telling other countries like Saudi Arabia to release more oil, more barrels. Really?
Right.
Why don't you take care of what you have command of, Mr. President, here?
Right. It could be a rally around the flag, a rally around the drill, and just tell the green people, listen, right now it's in our best interest to drill more and to be the number one supplier to our allies, so Russia doesn't have to be. They have finally sobered up. This is a window of opportunity. And also, the president's not leading. The president didn't lead when it came to the SWIFT sanctions. Europe did. The president's not leading when it comes to cutting off Russia's oil. Canada did. So they say, well, we don't want to hurt the American people. Nobody does. So drill more here. That'll immediately affect the markets. And then you stop buying Russian oil. Believe me, the average American is horrified about what's happening to these people. But as President Biden finishes his year in office, he has a State of the Union address, which is as late as any time, I think, in modern history. And he comes in with the latest poll from the Washington Post showing he's got a 39% approval. His job performance now, according to other polls, is at 43%. What do you think he would? And he was up as high, as you take a look at all this, as up as high as 56% in June of 2021. What do you want to hear him say today?
You know, here in Virginia, we have NATO headquartered right here. We have the Pentagon here. We have the third largest port on the eastern seaboard here. We have the largest naval base in the world here. There is a lot of military impact right here in Virginia. And so we want to see, as the rest of the country, we want to see and we want to hear strength from this president. We want to hear that we are ready in case of anything, we want to hear that no more gaslighting. Inflation is real. We want to be energy independent. We don't want you to keep listening to all of these voices that are telling you you're wonderful, you're good. No, no, no. That doesn't work with bullies. We want to hear that you're going to reduce our taxes. We want to hear that diplomatically you're doing everything you're doing to ensure that the other parts of the world see us as strong. We want to hear you're with us. That's what we want to hear.
Well, we'll hear it tonight at 9 right here on Fox. Winsome Sears, Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Madam, thank you very much for joining us live.
Thank you for having me.